YouTubians, this is funnyeehn back with another episode of Midweek Gamer Report. Your weekly lowdown for gaming poop, scoop, news. Yep, so this one's coming a little early because I'm not gonna have all of my equipment to do a gamer report this weekend. Sorry. It's not exactly fun carrying lamps all over the place. Stupid lamp! Getting on to the news. So one trend that you may have noticed is that Steam has been very active in starting up betas, whether for hardware or software, such as Big Picture Mode. Big Picture Mode. And in continuation with this trend, Valve will be releasing the beta for Steam on Linux in October. Actually, the internal testing is going to begin in just a week. Internal testing? You mean like going inside my body and looking at internal organs? For those of you that don't know already, Valve CEO Gabe Newell had mentioned a few weeks prior that he had very little faith in Windows 8, and that he wanted to move things toward the Linux operating system. Which, by the way, I don't know one person that actually uses Linux. I use Linux! Alright, but here's the thing. You're weird. Now, this private beta will be limited in that it will only include the Steam client and one Valve game. You know, it almost sounds kind of dirty. Private beta. Like, can you just imagine somebody coming up to you and saying, "Hey, you want to have a private beta tonight?" I know for me, unless Windows 8 was abandoned by all game developers, and if Windows 8 was unable to play games, that would be the only foreseeable reason that I would ever move on to Linux. I mean, seriously, who likes change? I remember this thing that used to be called DOS. Alright, whatever you say, weirdo. Of course, given the very recent release of Borderlands 2 last week, there's a good amount of news on Borderlands 2 out there. You have fallen into my trap. I find it funny that when you're playing as Zero, the assassin character, that when you have your hologram out there, he's just slashing the air mindlessly. Duh. Now, the first thing that I wanted to mention was that some players are experiencing pretty serious problems, like a bug that wipes data from the game. Does that mean I'm gonna disappear? More specifically, the bug has caused things like badass rank, golden keys, as well as character skins and heads to just disappear. Poof! Like digital magic. Worse yet is that the game thinks that the content was already unlocked, which means you can't go back and redo those parts to regain those items. I spent hours getting those items. There's no point to live. But for those of you that have not been affected by this cross-platform bug, there actually is one solution that was offered by Crimson Samurai X. If you notice the bug right away in your game, immediately exit the game and make sure that there were no save points. Apparently that has worked for some. Crimson Samurai out. But on a happier note concerning Borderlands 2, if you're playing the game and or have beaten the game, there's a butt ton of hidden stuff that you can find in game. Like literally, a ton of stuff in your butt. And better yet, the website Kotaku has a gigantic list of videos that will show you how to find all these goodies, which range from cool weapons to finding funny quotes and actually characters from other games. Wiser men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Or as I would say, just don't pay for the pizza at all. JK, JK, or am I? Check out the link underneath the video description. So it is said that the gaming industry makes more money than Hollywood. In turn, it only makes sense that more players want to get a slice of the video game pie. By the way, I tried a cheeseburger pie earlier today. Not so good. Not so good. For this case, sources from Bloomberg say that companies such as at&t, Verizon, and Time Warner plan to get into cloud gaming. Just thinking about it for a second, why did they choose cloud gaming as opposed to anything else? You could probably choose anything, like poop gaming. Gaming in the poop. That sounds pretty gross. So anyway, the idea is to provide customers with blockbuster quality games. So before you know it, you'll be just watching cable and then you'll be like, alright, well, using your, say, Time Warner box, you just pop on Halo 4. Gaming through the poop. I know I've asked this question before, but how do you guys feel about cloud gaming? I know that for me, I'm still not that interested. Alright Nintendo fans, great news. Remember how the Nintendo 3DS failed due to the fact that a whole bunch of games weren't launched with the actual release of the 3DS? Well, it seems that Nintendo won't be making that mistake again, because it looks like there's gonna be 23 games launched with the Wii U. Yay, from learning from mistakes. So anyway, here are a few games that you can look forward to. Black Ops 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Super Mario Bros. U, Zombie U, and many more. Good for you, Nintendo. You got games coming out with the launch, and the pre-orders for the Wii U are just overwhelming department stores. I give you 2 thumbs up and an index finger. And my final spiel is probably more for me than for anybody else. What can I say? I'm selfish. So the first gameplay video for Total War Rome 2 was released, and I'm giddy like a little schoolgirl. For those of you that haven't seen or experienced the Total War game series, the idea is to run a government using technological, social, and financial strategies. And then the best part though is these epic and awesome battles with thousands of soldiers or warriors on a battlefield at once. It's frickin' epic. Anyway, the game is set to be released for PC in 2013, and of course I will leave the link to the trailer, to the full trailer, underneath the video description. For Rome! Okay everyone, well thanks for joining me for another Gamer Report. If you enjoyed the segment, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And until next time, this is funnyeehn, signing out. Poop gaming. Who knows what they'll come up with next? Throw up gaming? Blech.